Welcome to Monday Blitz. I'm Ashley Hodge alongside Will Vandervoort for the Clemson Insider. And today we got to talk to Clemson offensive coordinator Tony Elliott. What stood out to you about this?
Well, I think the thing that really kind of stood out to me was the fact that Tony was, without us having to say it, because we asked a question about, hey, look, is, how the running backs, you've got to be great having all these running backs. And without even none of us saying it, he brings out, Tavian Feaster's name. And talks about how Tavian had this good game and he's starting to become the guy they wanted him to be, and the way he's running the ball. And I'm actually writing a story on this on the Clemson Insider. And, he kind of indicated maybe we're starting to see what we all thought we saw the other night against Louisville, was Tavian is kind of separating himself a little bit from the pack, I think. And not that Travis Etienne, I think, is a guy who could probably catch up with them once, but Etienne's so far behind in other things when it comes to pass protection and things of that nature. So it was more just, hey, this is, we're separating right now, and this guy's kind of starting to separate. Now, he didn't say it. It's just, if you read between the lines, him bringing up Feaster's name without us even having to ask one question yet about Feaster. Then, of course, after that, I follow up with it. So, you know me. So I'm going to start, following up with those questions. But it was an interesting conversation, and what he thinks about Tavian Feaster going forward.
I think that's interesting, too, because Feaster talked last year how he didn't really get the opportunity to showcase anything. And now that he's standing out, it's really significant for him. But another player that also stood out and, beat everyone's expectations was Kelly Bryant. He was really, really good against this Louisville defense. What did he say that you really took?
Well, I think what Kelly did the other night was, he kind of showed everybody, hey, I can throw the football too. Everybody's talking about, he can run and did this, but, he looked a lot like number 4 out there the other night. He looked real calm. That opening drive was a thing of beauty. I had to look again. I think I looked over at Gavin and was like, was that Deshaun Watson out there that just let him down the field so easily to score that touchdown? Converted 6 of 9 on third down conversions. Just looked real calm. And I think the one now he's passed the first test, which was against Auburn. How's he going to do against a good defense? And when adversity hits, how's he going to handle it? Well, we saw what he did in that game. Really came back, and that second and third quarter was outstanding, leading those touchdown drives. And then last week, everybody's like, okay, how's he going to do in his first road test? This tough atmosphere. It was a blackout. Game days there. All this pressure. How are you going to handle it? Goes right down the field in opening drive, and it goes 4 for 4 for 53 yards. Finishes the game with over 300 yards passing. The touchdown pass to Ray McLeod was a thing of beauty. Actually had another touchdown pass. People forget Deion Kane, another double move that opened that one up. So looked good there. Now comes the next test, and this is really the final test. How's he going to handle now that he's the guy? Everybody knows who Kelly Bryant is now. The national media, ESPN, on the radio talk shows, everybody's talking about Kelly Bryant. Oh, my gosh, he looks like Deshaun Watson. I mean, Clemson's not having any drop-off. I think that's what I heard this weekend. So how's he going to handle that success now? So when he comes back out here next week against Boston College, is he going to be the same Kelly Bryant he was those first 3 weeks? Or is he going to be a different guy? And so this is the next test. This is the final exam. It really is. And we'll see if he passes it this weekend.
Yep. And another guy we talked to today was Travis Etienne. It was the first time that we actually got a chance to talk to him on a Monday morning, just us in the media. And so he was a good guy to talk to. He was really fun. He was excited to be here, and he talked about the decision he made to come to Clemson instead of LSU and what it really meant to be in Death Valley. So what do you think?
Well, I thought it was kind of funny, because, of course, I would never set up a question like, to set up a player. I would never do anything to get my quote. But he kind of, I asked him, hey, you've been in both Death Valleys. He said he went to 5 home games last year down there. And I said, okay, so you've obviously been in this one now. And so he never actually been to a game day. His first game day experience was the Kent State game. That was his first game day experience at Clemson, because he, when the whole recruiting process, he came late into the play. Clemson came in late, so he actually hadn't got a chance to be at a game day and all. So I asked him, what do you think now? What do you think? Who compare the two Death Valleys? And he's like, well, they're pretty much the same, but I have to give this one the nod. He says, because we load the buses, we go around, we run down the hill, and he says that's what makes this Death Valley different. And so he was very respectful, because he says he's still an LSU fan because he grew up down there, so he's still going to pull for LSU. But he was very respectful at the same time, though, not only knowing where he plays, but I think he understands what makes Clemson so special, and so that was cool to see. And then we talked about what got him to Clemson. You know, what made, another reporter asked, what made you ultimately choose? You know, Mama couldn't have been happy, and he says, actually, Mama encouraged me to go to Clemson because he said that took a lot of pressure off him when she told him, you know, you do what's best for you, not what's best for Mom. And so she really kind of encouraged him it'd be best if he went to Clemson because he can get away from home. Mm-hmm. And he said he was kind of a mama's boy, if you will, and, you know, or at least indicated that. I think I got that out of him, but he at least indicated he was a mama's boy where she, like, obviously cooked all his food. She did his laundry, you know, picked up after him all the time. So he's like, I needed to get away so I can learn to be a man and start taking care of myself.
Well, stay tuned with the Clemson Insider the rest of the week as the Clemson Tigers get ready to take on Boston College this Saturday.